Now these foreigners came as a ruling class to India. They were the ruling class in India. So there was a lot of cultural interaction, assimilation. We learnt many things from Greeks, and one of them was astronomy. Shakas and Parthians, they taught us the strategy of cavalry. Kushanas brought tunics, long coats, boots, saddle, etc., etc. So there was a huge cultural assimilation. They all got digested in Indian society, and now they are ruling class. So you have to give a respectable position to them. So Manu comes out with a new concept, fallen Kshatriyas. He says they are fallen Kshatriyas. They have forgot yagna, sacrifices. But now again they have accepted it. So they will again come in the fold of Kshatriyas. Fallen Kshatriyas. How currency speaks about history. So they will ask you here, who is the king whose coins bear the figure of Lord Shiva? See the difference. This you have to understand. Framing of the questions, framing. This is the point which you have to understand. You have seen that discussion between a Maulana and Javed Akhtar Sahab. I would have been present there. He would come and discuss with me. You require evidence. That too evil. You are breathing. This is the biggest evidence. You are seeing. You are healthy. First time in the history of civil services, this pattern is being followed for the syllabus revision and for the entire 5 months. Every day, one topic will be completed. Every day. So you will have a discipline. And then the direction. Jai Hind, friends. So today we will start with the Mauryan period. And Mauryan period, Mauryan. So 4 things again, the main point of this series, outline of the topic, trend analysis, 50 questions and 1:4 formula. On every question, we will give you 4 more questions. So Mauryan period. Now what is the central theme of Mauryan period? The central theme of Mauryan period is central theme of 6th century BC, second urbanization. E. Central theme of 6th century BC, second urbanization. I told you urbanization and the key features yesterday. Yani first E, that is first E was born. Economy was born. Urban economy. Urban economy was born. This second urbanization led to the birth of Mauryan Empire. This I always say E is equal to E. Economy is equal to empire. E is equal to E. Economy is equal to empire. This second urbanization led to the birth of Mauryan Empire. Just drop the message to me on this number if anyone is not responding. So 6th century BC, birth of second urbanization, that is urban economy. This urban economy gave birth to empire. E is equal to E. Economy is equal to empire. I'll check it, don't worry, I'll check it, don't worry. So, economy is equal to empire. So the central theme of this chapter is economy and empire. Central theme of this chapter is economy and empire. Now in economy, 6th century BC, Vaishyas, rise in the status of Vaishyas. Second, urban centers, cities. Second feature. Currency system. Guild system. Specialization. These were the features of the economy of 6th century BC. Now Mauryan period. Dominant. The position of Vaishyas became dominant. Urban centers infinite. The Roman historian Nearchus he says infinite number of cities. Currency comes under the control of the state. State starts regulating the currency. The two officers, Lakshanadhyaksha and Roop Darshak. Lakshanadhyaksha and Roop Darshak, the two officers. Guild system elaborated with more powers and authorities. Specialization increases. So whatever was born in 6th century BC, it gets momentum. See, note it down. Whatever is born in 6th century BC, it gets momentum. The positions of Vaishyas is dominant now. Infinite number of cities. Currency system under the control of the state. Guild system elaborated. And specialization increases. States take the charge of this specialization. Samstha Adhyaksha. Samstha Adhyaksha. Who's he? Consumer Forum. Economy. Second urbanization, the economy of second urbanization gets momentum in Mauryan period. Polity. Polity. 6th century BC. Polity. Mahajanpad. King becomes a despot. Standing army. Bureaucracy. Judiciary. Necessity is the mother of invention. 6th century BC, Mahajanpadas, bigger states, Magad, Avanti, Koshal, Ashmak, Gandhara, etc. Mauryan period. Mauryan period, polity gets developed. Arthashastra. Arthashastra. The book's name is Arthashastra. The book deals with polity. Saptang Siddhant. Saptang theory. 7 limbs of the state, all elaborated. King, Council of Ministers, which will be elected only from bureaucracy. Bureaucracy, elaborated, developed and elaborated. Judiciary, evolved. Spy system, army, and the biggest pillar, revenue system. The soul of a state. See, Rigvedic period, Sabha Tividadgad. See, the development, the evolution. Multiple questions are asked from here. This is the most crucial phase of Mauryan period. Whenever they will ask questions, they will ask from here. This is the most crucial part of Mauryan period because polity gets evolved, established, developed. This is what you do as a revision. Revision does not mean simply mugging up. No. And if you are serious for 2026 prelims, your revision should be in a proper way. If you don't do the revision in a proper way, definitely you are going to collapse. I have designed this revision course for 150 days. Every day you have a task, every day you have a guideline. Every day. So this is the crucial phase. Then the kings of Mauryan period, Chandragupta Maurya, the grand man who establishes Mauryan Empire with the help of Kautilya, Chanakya. Then comes Bindusara. He is able to handle the situation and maintain the empire and extend the empire. And then comes the great man, Ashoka. Ashoka the Great. Polity, economy, society, culture, all the aspects of the state have evolved. Well furnished, standardized, etc., etc. That standardization of every aspect, standardization of polity, standardization of economy, standardization of culture, religion, everything they'll ask. And then the later rulers, Dasharath, Kunal, and finally the last one, Brihadrata, killed by his Brahmin commander-in-chief, Pushyamitra Shunga. How these people were able to manage this empire? Their crucial contribution. What is the important part of this man? Treaty of 303 BC, Seleucus Negator. He gets the natural frontier. He is famous for what? Ambassadors. He maintains good relations with Syria. He maintains good relations with Egypt. Antiochus I and Ptolemy Philadelphus. And he is a man who standardized everything. his political theory, his theory of kingship, Kalinga War, Dhamma, social philosophy, everything, standard. And then the end of Mauryan Empire. Society, they rarely turn to the society. Although society will also develop in the same way, I am giving you the hint, just the hint. Society, they don't touch society, but then slavery system increases, untouchability gets promotion, women's status increases, Rangopjivi, artist women, women artist. So whenever money economy will get momentum, society will be according to the money economy. 6th century BC. A rise in the status of Vaishyas. A rise in the status of Shudras. A rise in the status of women. But natural, I have discussed everything. Then, birth of slavery system, I told you why. 5th, glimpses of untouchability, which was a punishment in ancient period, pre-modern period. Now, all these were because of second urbanization. Now, second urbanization is gaining momentum. So, when second urbanization is gaining momentum, but natural, the social structure, Vaishya's status will become dominant. Increase in the status of Shudras. Good position of women. I said Rangopjivi, artist. Slavery system developing. 9 types of slaves mentioned by Arthashastra. Untouchability gaining momentum. Although it's a period of money economy, so it is dormant. This will gain momentum, untouchability from Gupta period, feudalism. But they generally ask question from society. I have given you the 3 diagrams. Economy, polity, kings and society. Trend analysis, if you see, they have asked only 3-4 questions in the past 10 years. I will discuss those questions. One question they asked from Ashoka. Then they asked about 2 questions. 2 questions from Ashoka. So in the past 10 years, 2015 to 2025, only 3 questions. And all the 3 from Ashoka and culture. So you can imagine how much time you have to pay on this chapter. And especially what you have to touch. This is a very important part of this examination. You should be aware where you have to give more time, where you have to spend more time. What are the things that they ask? The crucial areas, the core areas. Post-Mauryan. The outline of the topic. Trend analysis. the 50 questions and 1:4 formula. This type of revision has never been done in the history of civil services. Never. You join any classes, you go and join any classes, but this type of revision has never been done in any test series. So if you join it, you are going to benefit from every aspect of this test series. Every aspect. Post-Mauryan. Post-Mauryan, first heading outline. So let me give you the outline of Post-Mauryan. Peak of second urbanization. So second urbanization starts from 6th century BC. It gets momentum in Mauryan period and it reaches to its peak in Post-Mauryan period or pre-Gupta. It's your choice. So peak of second urbanization. That means what? Economy, polity, society, they all will develop certain new features. What is history? The flow of events. So civil services wants to know whether you understand that flow of event or not. That is why from every topic, I said to you, in every topic there is a central theme. If you get hold of that central theme, you will be able to solve multiple answers, multiple. Majority of answers will be under your control. So central theme, elimination process, common sense and practice. This is the lifeline of prelims. Central theme, elimination process, common sense and regular practice. They are the four noble truths of prelims. If you are able to do this in every subject and in every topic, you understand the central theme, you understand the elimination process, and then you have common sense, you are able to solve common sense based questions and regular practice, you will always be able to qualify prelims, always. You will always be able to qualify prelims if you do these four things. So, peak of second urbanization, but an accident takes place. Urban economy reaches to its peak, empire dies. A beautiful wife, 30 years of age, having 2 lakh crore rupees and the husband dies. A beautiful wife, 30 years of age, having 2 lakh crore and the husband dies. So what will happen? Others will try to take away that lady. So foreign invasion, the second pillar of this period. Foreign invasion. Indo-Greeks, Shakas, Parthians, Kushans. Then the foreign trade, the biggest aspect of this period. Foreign trade, foreign. So peak of second urbanization, peak of second urbanization, which will lead to the change in economy, polity and society, foreign invasion, Indo-Greeks, Shakas, Parthians, Kushans, then foreign trade, the most specific feature, culture, Buddhism getting a new form, Mahayana, Brahmanism regaining the throne, Brahmanism regaining the throne, Puranic Hinduism, rebirth of Brahmanism, Puranic Hinduism, Shaivism, Vaishnavism, so the questions will come from these four areas. The questions is going to come from these four areas. So, peak of second urbanization, the urban trade reaches to its peak, economy, 6th century BC, first feature, rise in the status of Vaishyas, cities, rise in the number of cities, guild system, birth of currency system, specialization. Mauryan period, momentum to second urbanization, momentum. So, all these features, Vaishya position became dominant. Infinite cities, who says? Aryan. Aryan says infinite number of cities. Guild system developed. Currency system under the control of the state. Specialization increases. And now regulated by the state. Post-Mauryan. Post-Mauryan, peak of second urbanization. So, you can imagine now, peak, Vaishyas, the ruling status. Today Ambani and Adani. Cities, the central feature of history, central feature. You get a book on the life of cities, Kama Sutra. A book is written on the city life, urban life. It's not the book dealing with sex. Erotic is a part of this book. Kama Sutra. Guild system, developed and powerful. Currency at the peak. Gold coins. And currency develops to such a level that a new stream of history is born. Numismatics. Numismatics, a new stream of history. Currency is developed to such a level that numismatics is studying history through currency. Studying history through currency. Specialization, at its peak. Apple, Indian goods, economy. This graph is of 1 lakh crore rupees. You will not get this graph. You must have studied history, but possibly, can you imagine about this graph? 3 period in 1 page. So here what you have to prepare? Currency. Here, how currency speaks about history. So they will ask you here, who is the king whose coins bear the figure of Lord Shiva? See the difference. This you have to understand. Framing of the questions, framing. This is the point which you have to understand. Okay, what will be the striking level? How they will strike? From where they will ask question? Otherwise, 98% people, they simply go on studying. God knows what they study. God knows what they study. God knows what they do revision. Polity, I have already given you the graph. 6th century Mauryan, Post-Mauryan. Foreign invasion, decentralization, Ashwamedh. Polity, foreign invasion, decentralization, Ashwamedh. So you will see here these foreign invaders, they have to maintain the control on the entire area. So they will distribute the areas among their governors. Chhatrap system, strategos, very darks. Religious promotion. The rulers will try to take the help of the religions to get the mass support. So Rudra Daman, he writes the inscription in Sanskrit. He will get the support of Brahmins. Why Indo-Greeks failed? They failed to get the support of the local Brahmins. But Shakas, they ruled for this subcontinent for almost 100 years. Reason? Welfare program, reconstructing Sudarshana Lake, writing the inscription in Sanskrit. So getting the support of the masses and getting the support of the priestly class. Rudra Daman, a person who is in the lap of Shiva. Society will be completely urban. Well, you can imagine the society of United States of America. Post-Mauryan period, completely urban society. If you are asked to imagine society, Post-Mauryan society, equivalent today's United States of America, completely urban society. Completely urban society, completely urban society. So it will be very clear for you that if they give a question on society, you will be able to take it immediately. Urban society guided by urban rules, money etc., etc. Apart from this, foreign invasion, very important feature of this period, end of Mauryan Empire. So, Indo-Greeks, three rulers are important. One is Demetrius. He is known as Rex Endorum, the king of India. Then Antialcidas. Then Menander. Antialcidas, his ambassador comes to India, Heliodorus, and erects a stoop. Where? Vidisha. Menander had a discussion with Nagarjun. That famous book comes out, Milind Panho, The Questions of Menander. Then you have Shakas. The most important ruler, Rudradaman. You see, he is Indianized. He adopts Indian culture. He reconstructs Sudarshana Lake. He starts writing inscription in Sanskrit. So he will get the support of the people, he will get the support of the priest, and Shakas became strong. Parthians, only one ruler, Gondophares. Gondophares, and is important because Saint Thomas, the famous Christian saint, visited India during his period, Gondophares. But India was moving in the wave of Buddhism, Jainism, Brahmanism. Christianity entered, but it entered at a time when Indian culture were at its peak. So Christianity does not get any recognition. But when Christianity enters with Robert Clive and Dalhousie, then they are the rulers. And finally, Kushans. The Cutfishes gang, Bhima and Kujala Cutfishes. And then Kanishka, organizing the 4th Buddhist assembly in Kundalwan, Kashmir. Now these foreigners came as a ruling class to India. They were the ruling class in India. So there was a lot of cultural interaction, assimilation. We learnt many things from Greeks, and one of them was astronomy. Shakas and Parthians, they taught us the strategy of cavalry. Kushanas brought tunics, long coats, boots, saddle, etc., etc. So there was a huge cultural assimilation. They all got digested in Indian society, and now they are ruling class. So you have to give a respectable position to them. So Manu comes out with a new concept, fallen Kshatriyas. He says they are fallen Kshatriyas. They have forgot yagna, sacrifices. But now again they have accepted it. So they will again come in the fold of Kshatriyas, fallen Kshatriyas. Manu gives the concept of fallen Kshatriyas. Mahayana means Bhakti Marg, the path of devotion. You will have a god, Bodhisattva. Vajra nahi, Vajra. Vajrayan means karma path, tantra, hardships. Hinayan means meditation, guru. So, cultural part I will discuss. This is history, polity, economy. I have given a separate paper. So this was the outline of post-Maurya. The peak of second urbanization, foreign invasion, foreign trade, culture, then economy. Second urbanization was born in 6th century BC. Momentum in Maurya period, post-momentum at its peak. Once you start framing these type of diagrams in every subject, prelims is basically, I said, the game of these four things, nothing else. Central theme, you are preparing a chapter in geography, take out the central theme of that chapter. Then elimination process, this will come only by practice. Then common sense based questions I will discuss. With the end of the series, I will give you 50 questions based on only common sense from entire history. These questions decide the selection of the people, these two questions. And practice makes you perfect. These four things help you to qualify prelims of IS examination and UP PCS. Any type of PCS. What people do, they don't become sincere in December, in the month of December, January. People start getting out from their sleep in the month of February. And then it is too late. First time in the history of civil services, you are doing test series on this pattern. First time in the history of civil services, you are doing test series on this pattern. And if you complete 150 papers till the month of May, definitely by God's grace, if you don't do any mistake, Javed Akhtar and that Maulana was discussing and he says, evil is necessary for the existence of God. Idiot, nothing is necessary for the existence of God. There is no need for any evidence for God. If God also needs evidence, then God becomes a subject. If you have seen that discussion between a Maulana and Javed Akhtar Sahab, I would have been present there. He would come and discuss with me. You require evidence, that too evil. You are breathing. This is the biggest evidence. You are seeing, you are healthy. First time in the history of civil services, this pattern is being followed for the syllabus revision and for the entire 5 months. Every day, one topic will be completed, every day. So you will have a discipline. And then the direction. See, majority don't understand, majority, how to revise a particular topic. Majority. Now, trend analysis of this paper. Second part, trend analysis of past 10 years. Past 10 years, trend analysis. 2016 they asked Shunga literature. Shungas, 2016. 2020 Shunga literature. 2021 architecture. 2023 architecture. 2024 literature. 2022 Sangam age. 23 Sangam age, 24 Sangam age. Culture I said na. I put all these questions. Shunga literature. Shunga literature, then architecture, and then Sangam age, South India. Literature, architecture, Sangam. Literature, architecture, Sangam. Now there is a huge chance of asking question from foreign invasion. Huge. There is a huge chance of asking question from foreign invasion and economy. I guarantee you in 2026 you will get at least 2 questions from here, this topic on foreign invasion and economy. That too currency. Because repeatedly they are asking literature and architecture and then Sangam. For past 10 years they are thus striking literature, 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 architecture, literature, architecture, literature, architecture. 26 you will get 2 questions. Foreign invasion either from Kushanas or this Shakas or Indo-Greeks, or you will get question from economy. Guarantee you, note it down. After every 10 years they change the course. Because after 10 years the old people are gone. How many attempts? 6. I have seen many people asking this question, how to increase memory power. You have already a massive memory power. 1000 neuron every day. And 1 neuron is equal to 80 GB. So you get a memory of 80,000 GB every day. But our mind is flooded with outside incidents. And every day this 80,000 GB is wasted. Nature has not given you ample. Nature has given you infinite. Us matlab. But we are unable to use it.